Welcome back, everyone.
Hi.
We're on episode 5 today, which is about narcissism.
How excited are you for narcissism?
Oh, well, considering I feel like I've dealt with a handful of them in my life,
Yeah.
not very.
Mm.
But we did want to give a trigger warning today, just because we will be talking about sensitive topics like emotional abuse, trauma, things like that. So just take care of yourself if you are listening to this.
Yes.
So, what is narcissism?
Yeah. So I think it's important to differentiate between just kind of, everyday there's a healthy narcissism, right? Like
Yes.
um,
Yes.
seeking validation.
Narcissism isn't confidence. We should say that.
Right.
Just because somebody's
Right.
confident, it doesn't mean they're a narcissist, right?
Yes.
And I think people like to throw,
The word around.
yeah,
A lot of
it's
these words,
overused,
yes.
right?
Yeah, like he's a narcissist. Well, sometimes people are actually just a jerk.
Right.
And when we were preparing for this episode, I, trying to come up with a story from my life, and I thought of a specific situation, and I thought, was he just a jerk, or was he a true narcissist? And again, I wouldn't diagnose somebody without being in the that capacity, but pretty sure.
And we have the qualifications
Right.
to diagnose.
So
He is.
Yeah, he definitely
You're always right.
That's true. I am always right.
So it does get thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
And there is a true clinical diagnosis for narcissistic personality disorder,
Yes.
which, I mean, obviously that's more severe,
Mhm. Mhm.
affects the functioning of somebody's daily life, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's not just like even like, bragging about a win or like occasional self-focus. When it crosses over to true narcissism is when people have no empathy or they're exploiting other people,
Yep.
manipulation tactics. That's when,
Trying to control,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Seeking that control of another person.
And that is a huge kind of core of what narcissism is. It's wanting to be noticed, needing to be kind of the center of the story, craving constant validation, reassurance, recognition that they matter, that they look good.
Or
Um,
even playing the victim when they are
right.
challenged or called out, right?
Yes, they have very fragile ego.
They do.
And
Yeah.
and you're right. I think people often kind of think narcissist as this like super overly confident, and it's actually the opposite.
Right.
And that's where all
inside.
those manipulation and gaslight. That's why those strategies, because they're trying to gain control.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
So maybe we talk a little bit kind of about the cycle of abuse that comes with narcissism, and kind of what that looks like. We've all heard the term love bombing, right? Again, one of those words that kind of gets thrown around. That's the first phase of the abuse cycle, the idealization where this person presents themselves as this perfect, charming, attentive, like they're the best, like Prince Charming.
Yeah, Ted Bundy, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's
A good example.
Yeah.
Do you know if he has like
You're
super into serial
I
killers?
am. Oh my
Well,
God, I
not
love him.
necessarily.
I mean, I don't love. Yeah. I love.
Like true crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Which
What's the
I'm like, is something wrong with me?
No, that's very common. What's the one that you listened to that you showed me that I love? They call people weirdos.
Oh, Morbid.
That's my favorite.
Oh my God, it's so
They're fun. I like
so
them.
good.
I
We
wish,
should have them on the show.
or they should have us. What murders do we know about that they can?
We could talk about a few up there.
Okay, I don't know if this is true, but I have read that, I don't know if it's the UP or whatever, some county, or maybe it's the UP in general, that there's like the highest rate of unsolved murders per capita.
Is it
right?
here?
I think it might. I'm gonna have to look it up and verify because
Oh.
ew.
Are we changing to true crime
Yeah,
podcast?
I think we probably should. That's more
We'll
fun.
just throw our notes out the window and we'll talk all
Forget
about
about
true
it.
crime.
I like that. Yes. So that initial phase where you are, they're giving gifts, they're giving
Yeah.
attention, they're giving affection. They hook you,
The
right?
perfect person.
Yep. That's where they hook you. That's where
Yeah.
they get you. So, a partner, and again, it doesn't have to be in relationships,
No.
but the person in a narcissistic relationship then is intensely attached and possibly dependent. And we'll talk more about that next week.
Yeah.
Next phase, devaluation. And that's when we start to see the icky behavior, right? Like the gaslighting, which
Kind of
again, go ahead.
like fogging someone else's reality.
Right. Making you question your
Yes,
sanity.
exactly.
Like, that's not what
You're
happened.
crazy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Playing those mind games.
Yes. That's when we start to see the criticizing, belittling, manipulation. Sometimes they'll give you the silent treatment and won't give you any affection.
Mm-hmm.
And often they'll camouflage criticism as oh, I was just kidding, or you're too sensitive, you're taking it too serious, or I'm really worried about you, I'm not sure why you're remembering making you really feel insane.
Crazy.
Yes,
It's really
yes. So people are confused and anxious, and
Yeah.
really desperate to get back to that initial phase.
Yep.
And then is the discard or abandonment cycle, where with affection is withdrawn. Sometimes the relationship ends completely, and the other person in the relationship is feeling hurt, rejected, unworthy, questioning themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then often that relationship is then reinitiated, and we start that cycle over. Where have you heard of hoovering?
Mm-mm.
I didn't know it was actually named after the vacuum. So
Oh.
it's kind of like a fourth, I guess, optional phase if the relationship is reinitiated, where
That's funny. When you just said vacuum, I was thinking of the president.
oh, that's
Hoover.
funny.
And I'm like that's where I went.
Was the vacuum named after the president?
I don't know.
Oh, I bet he doesn't love being associated with this word.
Because it's not good, is it?
Well, no, it's when well, it's kind of mimics, I guess, the initial phase where,
Okay.
you get these apologies and promises of change,
Yeah. Which is manipulation.
absolutely.
Because if you're
Right.
promising to change, you're
Yep.
apologizing for a behavior, but you keep doing it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's a manipulation tactic,
Yes.
which they're great at.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that's kind of, in a nutshell, the cycle
Mm-hmm.
of abuse with narcissistic personality disorder.
And it's hard in these, we're kind of talking specifically about a relationship
Right
now.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
It's like a romantic relationship.
Yes.
It's hard to leave these situations, or when it does end, the victim is often left feeling like there's no closure. Right?
Right.
When in reality, the closure is the disrespect that you were receiving during the relationship, or it's the lack of honesty. So kind of shifting
Sure.
the mindset
Of
to
what that closure looks
Yeah.
like. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because you're not going to get a
No.
nice, tied up
Not from a
ending.
narcissist,
No.
right? The
Nope.
lack of accountability.
Mm-hmm.
That's the closure.
Yes. Yep.
So do you want to share your story?
Sure. Yeah.
first?
So like I
Okay.
said, when we looked at doing this episode and I was thinking about stories from my own life, I thought about a past relationship. And I questioned, even now, was he just a jerk? No,
Mm-mm.
no, he really, it was
Mhm.
real yucky behavior. So, we don't want to talk ill of law enforcement, especially considering
Oh no.
Kelly's husband is a police officer. This man was a correctional officer, and it is common for people with narcissistic personality disorder to have these roles kind of where they have a power position.
Yeah.
Right.
They seek that. They
Right.
seek the power and
Love the
having
control.
authority, right?
Yes. Yeah, because
Mhm.
when you have control, you can manipulate, and you hold something over someone. So I believe that he reached out to me on MySpace.
Oh, no.
I think that our,
I mean, better than, like, Plenty of Fish, I'll say, but
I don't know if that did that exist back then?
no.
Does MySpace still exist?
Didn't it make a comeback?
I kind of feel like it did, but, yeah, I think our age range of listeners probably remembers, MySpace, but
Mhm.
younger folks might not know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I met him through work. I'm not gonna share exactly where. I think people who know the situation will know. But anyways, um, he met me through work. He reached out to me on MySpace and he portrayed himself as like, this upstanding moral, like strong values. He had a child. This child was only a couple of months old, and he made it very clear in that first, like the very first outreach, he's my world, he's the most important thing to me. And
So seems like a really
yeah,
good dad.
good dad,
I
right?
hear
Like,
you
all
personally.
right, all right.
Yeah.
And a tiny backstory, I had been told by my doctor that I wasn't able to have children, and I really thought after kind of getting into this relationship
Yeah.
and building a really, really strong connection with this child, oh no, am I gonna get emotional again?
It pulled at your heartstrings,
Yes, I loved
right?
his child
Yeah.
and was a lot of the reason I stayed.
And he probably used that as a manipulation,
Mhm,
right? For you.
mhm. Yes, and of course, he made the baby mama the crazy one, and, like, because, of course, she reached out to me like, "This guy, like, don't, sister." And, she's the crazy ex-girlfriend, so, of course,
Right.
whatever, I saw past that because, whatever. Um,
Well, and you were probably in the love bombing stage,
absolutely, right.
right?
Yes.
So
Oh,
he's the
absolutely.
perfect man,
Mhm.
the perfect
Yep, and
dad.
she's trying to keep her
Yeah.
child from
Yeah.
him. What a piece of crap.
Mhm.
So, I think in my situation, the manipulation was really like he used my kindness and empathy
Mm.
as because
That's true.
we're gonna talk about codependency next week.
Yeah.
And as a person who is pretty codependent, he manipulated me with his trauma. You know what I mean? Like I had this happen and you're the only one I've ever felt heard by or understood. So I felt like, as the fixer and the helper, like, oh, I'm so special. I'm so special because I'm the only one.
And narcissists are so good at what they do.
Mhm.
They are professionals.
Mhm. Yep. So this man, I found out, the woman reached out to me to let me know that he had been hooking up with her. And then I later found out that he had actually been like sleeping with women on work release. And you think about a person in this power position
Yeah.
using that power
Yeah.
over this vulnerable population.
Yeah.
Um,
How sad.
yeah, it was really yucky. And so I did kind of get involved in that cycle. I would leave, I would come back, he would manipulate. I'm so sorry. I'll go to therapy. I have a sex addiction. And as a therapist, I'm like, I've got to be empathetic and understanding this poor guy, right? Like
He played the
he's got a
victim.
problem. Yeah. Um, and eventually, I got tired of that back and forth and tried to end the relationship. I had to go no contact and that's very common with narcissistic personality disorder because you're not getting out. Like if they will pull you
Yeah.
back
They
in
will hound you
every
down.
time.
Yep.
So he
Because
actually
nobody leaves them, right?
right,
Like,
right.
and they're like, you're not gonna leave me.
Exactly. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yep. And I remember he showed up. It was my best friend's wedding, and he was supposed to go with me as a date, and we had broken up, but he showed up like he was meant to be there, all dressed in his wedding attire. And
Ew.
it was so uncomfortable. And he threatened to kill me. He threatened to burn my house down. I remember staying at my parents that night because I was afraid. Um, And then the next day I went home and he came to my back door and knocked on the back door because he knew I wouldn't let him in the front door, but
Right.
I couldn't see
Right.
out the back door. And
Yeah.
I just thought, somebody's here. Opened the door. He forced himself in, um, refused to leave. I threatened to call the police. Eventually, I was able just to kind of get away from that relationship. But that was I mean, he used everything he could to try to manipulate that situation and keep me in that relationship. So,
And that's so heartbreaking because I do know that still, because you've told me this story
mhm.
before, And I know still you struggle with, like, wait, was he that bad?
Right.
It's like,
Right. Like, look at what happened.
I mean, that's black and white,
Mhm.
right? And it's,
And things never did get physical. He like grabbed my shoulders once, so I guess that counts, right? We don't want to minimize any kind of
right.
but yeah, that became a fear, right?
Yeah.
So
And the threats and the emotional abuse.
mhm. So speaking of bad boundaries from last week, my uncle actually hired him after we broke up. My uncle hired him to work at the car dealership that he managed, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I was like, "Well,
Oh,
perfect job for him." Because he got
yeah.
fired from his job because it was found out that
Yes.
he was shacking up with those girls on work release. So, ew,
Ew.
ew.
That's so sad. What a terrible experience.
It wasn't awesome.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I had really great supports. My friend Katie, you've never met her, and I would really like to go
No.
meet her. I was actually living with him at the time we broke up, and she came to help me move out of his house, and she dumped a can of beef stew medley in his toilet and left it there, unscrewed a bunch of light bulbs, and she was like, "We should put shrimp in his curtain rods. Like, he'll never know where that stink is coming from." We didn't, but it would have been really awesome.
Oh my God, I'm calling Katie if
I know.
revenge plan,
I know. And
right?
my aunt chewed up a candy bar and put it in his jacket pocket. And actually, that was on one of the occasions that we ended up getting back together, and I was actually with him when he found the candy bar, and he was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "Oh, weird. That's weird. Where'd that come from?"
Oh, but what a horrible relationship that was,
Mhm,
right?
mhm. Also, remember my doctor owes me child support because she told me I
Right.
couldn't have kids, and here we are.
Uh-huh.
Liar.
Too later.
Liar.
She owes you a lot of child support and probably free therapy too,
Oh, for sure. Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Um, yeah. So my narcissist story. I'm trying to be diplomatic.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We love that word.
Yeah, we do.
Um, an old friend of ours.
Aw,
I know.
miss
Rest
him.
in peace.
Yeah.
Um, use that word with us. So, anyways, my story. Oh, well, I was a whistleblower. God, I'm nervous right now.
This is a hard one.
Is it hot in here? This is a really, really hard one. Um, move. So if you ever wanna meet a narcissist,
Mhm.
be a whistleblower for
Mhm.
a large
Yeah.
organization,
Mhm.
a large religious organization
Yes.
especially,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Um, so I had an experience, I had to whistleblow on a situation that was happening, um, and not only because of my personal feelings, my morals, right?
Mhm.
But also because of what I do
Right. Right.
as a social
Right.
worker. So I had to report a situation that was occurring. And holy shit. I mean, no pun intended because this is a religious background.
I like that.
But the backlash that I got from this.
Yeah.
And like now, God, I couldn't talk about it for a while
Yeah.
without like becoming tearful or
Yeah.
upset
Super
because
emotional.
it was so disheartening.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
just to be put in this situation where I felt like I had to do something
Yeah.
and then to get this
Yeah.
backlash. And one of the head people of this organization um, is kind of who I'm talking about as a narcissist.
Mhm.
And just how the script flipped when
Right.
it
Oh, right.
was,
You guys were like
yeah,
besties initially,
pretty much.
right?
I mean, right?
Yeah.
So night and day, right?
Yeah. Well, again, when it comes to how you're perceived,
Yes.
right? This
Yes.
person, perception was more important
Right.
than safety.
Yeah.
And
And
you
what's
were not
right and
having it.
what's wrong.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And you weren't willing to fall in line.
No. No. Like, that's something that
No.
I will never do.
Mm-mm.
I can't,
No.
I went into this profession because I am gonna fight for
The vulnerable
yes,
populations.
always.
Yes.
So the backlash, the manipulation, the smearing of my reputation,
Yes.
my family's reputation, my husband's reputation,
Mhm.
my son's reputation, that this person did.
Mhm.
I, I mean, I'm shaking talking about it because it is
It
very
is.
upsetting and gross.
Mhm.
And I think that's with narcissists. Once you challenge them, once you call them out
Yeah.
of being this perfect
Yes.
person that they believe they are and that they're trying to portray,
Mhm.
things get very ugly.
Very
Right?
ugly.
Still don't regret whistleblowing,
No.
right?
You
I
did the
mean,
right
I
thing.
would still do it today
Yep.
if they
Even if
knowing
even go
what
to go through it
happened.
again. Yes.
But the emotional damage that they cause, the trauma.
Yeah.
I
And your entire family.
yeah.
And beyond,
And
right? The
and
other people that were affected by this.
and my faith. And I mean, there were
Right.
several things that were
Right.
affected by this person.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's narcissism, it's important to discuss. I mean, we don't want to give obviously like the spotlight to a narcissist. I mean, it kind of is like a serial killer or someone who commits a crime. Like, we don't want to give them the spotlight,
Right.
right? Because
Right.
it is about the victims. But
Yes.
it's important to talk about just
Yeah.
the awareness
Yeah.
and that there is hope out there and support and you
Right.
can recover from
Right.
it
Yeah.
as hard as it might be.
Yes. And if you can see those red flags,
Yep.
the abuse cycle that we
Yep.
talked about, get out.
Yes.
Get
Yeah.
out. Run faster.
Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely.
You put me on the spot with a quiz. Do you want to take a quiz?
Yeah. Ooh, I'm
Let's see
excited.
if you're a little bit narcissistic.
Oh God.
Okay.
I hope I'm
If
not.
this quiz says that you're
Ooh.
narcissistic, then I should probably.
And you're gonna have to run?
Well, no. If you are a narcissist, then we've got no fault.
Because we're the same.
You're
So
and you're the best person I know. I tell people that all the
oh
time.
my God.
Just yesterday, I said Kelly's the best person I know. So when she
Oh,
popped her son's ball, I
love
felt
you.
better. Because even Kelly loses it sometimes.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Give it to me.
So, are you a little bit narcissistic? Rate yourself. Okay, 0, not me. Not at all.
Okay.
1, sometimes.
'Kay.
2, often. 3, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
3.
So, I enjoy being the center of attention.
0.
I probably know all these answers
Oh
for
my
you.
God, I hate that so much.
Same.
Like, even with my family, I think about
Right?
opening
I
gifts.
hate opening gifts.
Even with my
Don't
family,
look at me.
my parents and my husband, I'm like, nobody look like, what's that over there? Like, don't do that to me. Ever.
I get frustrated when people don't notice my accomplishments.
Maybe a 1.
Okay. Sometimes.
Yeah.
I
maybe a 1.
sometimes tune out when others talk about their problems. Be careful.
Wait, is this narcissism or is it burnout?
Right. That's a good.
I'm like, ooh. See, I feel like that could be a 1, but I think it's more burnout for me.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Because you're doing all day here.
Exactly.
Right. But we're going to give you a 1.
Okay. Oh God.
We'll take it back if it turns out you're a
Mar-
narcissist. You're the most
Ooh.
narcissistic.
Yeah,
person.
right. No shit.
I like to be admired for how I look, what I do, or what I own.
0.
I struggle to admit when I'm wrong.
Maybe a 1, I guess, depending on who it is.
Sure. I've been told I can be a little bossy or controlling.
0. Though my son would disagree.
Well, right.
'Cause
That
he
doesn't
calls
count.
me boss.
That doesn't count. Deep down, I feel I deserve more recognition than I get.
0.
When criticized, I tend to get defensive instead of curious.
Maybe a 1 on that.
I might get 3.
I'm like, ooh. Again, I think it depends.
Right. Right.
I
Well,
like
it's all in the presentation. We just talked about that. I sometimes bend the truth to make myself look better.
0. I'm like, do I need to? Am I an exaggerator? At
I
times I
am.
might be, but I don't think to make myself look better,
Right. Maybe
right?
maybe a 1?
Well, give me a 1.
All right. All right. I want people close to me, but on my terms.
0.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thanks for making the math easy for me.
Ugh,
All right.
I'm
So
scared.
0 to 8, you're pretty grounded.
Whew.
Flashes of self-focus, but nothing extreme, right?
Okay.
Again, there is healthy, like, just because you know, get frustrated when somebody doesn't notice an accomplishment does not mean you're a narcissist. It just means, hey man, give me a attaboy
Yeah.
once. We all like that once in a
Right.
while.
Okay.
So that's 0 to 8. 9 to 16 is some narcissistic tendencies, like most humans, right? Like
Yeah.
most people would probably score higher than you. I would score higher than you. I'm not going to do the quiz because you guys will be like narcissist. Um,
We all have the traits,
right. With
but
self-awareness, you can manage this in
yeah.
healthy ways.
Yeah.
17 to 24, you often rely on admiration or control. These traits may affect your relationships, so you should probably reflect on your patterns and maybe learn some coping strategies.
Oh.
25 to 30, your self focus might be overwhelming for others, and you should probably consider exploring where that comes from. Is it insecurity? Is it fear of
Mhm.
rejection? Is it perfectionism?
Yeah.
But it is important to note everyone has. I mean, it's human to have some
Right.
narcissistic
Right.
traits. The question is, do these patterns hurt me or my relationship? And if yes, then probably you should come see us.
Mhm. Mhm. Ooh.
That was fun.
I was.
You're
I think
anxious.
that made me more nervous in my story. Really.
I don't want to be labeled as a narcissist.
Right. Never. So we did. We kind of mentioned about recovering from
hmm
abuse and narcissism. Obviously, like in your situation, I mean, you had great support,
Yes,
right? Who helped
absolutely.
you get through that, who, even used humor to
Yes,
help you cope with
yes,
it.
absolutely. Thank God for you.
Right. We need humor for sure. So also obviously seeking out support from a
Yes.
professional, from a therapist, talking to someone who, has an outside perspective and has tools that can help you process these traumas.
Mhm.
Um, a really good one is EMDR, which Austin and I, if anyone wants to pay for us to go to EMDR
Oh
training,
yeah, we
we'll
need to
take
do
it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we want to do that for sure. So that's one of the big ones. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy,
Mhm.
is also very helpful, and trauma therapy.
Yes.
So those are all important to taking care of you
hmm
after dealing with a narcissist.
Yes. Yes. And it's really important, I think, to a lot as a fixer, right? When I talked
Yeah.
about in my story, I wanted to help, I wanted to fix, and that can really keep you trapped, right? Because
Yeah.
these people aren't going to change.
Well, because you're a good person.
Thank you.
You are.
Yeah. So
And
really,
even if you do score higher on that quiz, you're a good person. You have a good heart, right? You wanted to
yes.
help him. You wanted to
Yes.
be around his son.
Yes. Yeah. So again, just kind of reiterating how to deal with it. Name those patterns, know what gaslighting looks like, know what love bombing is,
Yeah.
blame shifting,
Uh-huh.
projecting their own stuff on you. That's a big one
Right.
too.
Right. And actually, with my situation, I did seek out therapy
Mhm.
for that. I mean, I guess not only for that, that may have been like the tipping
Yeah, sure.
of my scale, I guess, in
Mhm.
life. But because obviously I've Austin here. She's my therapist every day. But you are always on my side. You always
Right.
no, they're a piece of shit.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
whatever. So
Yep.
it was helpful to
Yes.
get an
Neutral.
outside opinion.
Yeah. Am I overreacting?
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you, you're not. They're the worst,
Absolutely.
and you're the best.
Absolutely. So getting even that validation from
Yes. Yes.
therapists, like,
Yes.
phew, okay, I'm not crazy. I
Right.
didn't make this all up in my
Right.
head.
And I'm not overreacting
Yeah.
to the response I'm getting
Right.
from this. Like, I should be upset by this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
This was a perfect follow-up to boundaries because nobody needs boundaries better than a narcissist. Like, you have to set
And
really
they
strong.
hate
Oh, yeah.
boundaries.
Oh, yeah. So expect pushback. We talked about that just to kind of make
Yeah.
everyday life, but
Because they want control.
mhm,
They want to be calling the shots,
mhm,
right?
yes. So
But yeah, boundaries are so important.
yes. Also, they really thrive on emotional reactions. I saw something called the gray rock technique, which I hadn't heard about before, and I just like that because you're just like minimal emotion, minimal engagement.
Yeah.
They're not getting a rise out of you. They're not getting that need filled.
Yeah. Using I statements,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes, to set those boundaries.
Yeah. Those are really important.
I won't engage in
Narcissists.
conversations with you when you raise your
Yep.
voice, right?
Avoid arguing with them or proving yourself to them.
Right. You can't argue.
You can't.
You will never win.
Right.
Because again, you're going to question your reality. And that is a CBT strategy that can be helpful when dealing with somebody like after gaslighting, reality testing, like comparing what was said to the facts.
Yeah.
What are the facts here? Keeping thought records, tracking distortions that the narcissist tries to instill.
Yeah.
Like, you're selfish. Like, no, look at all these times that I've been selfless, right? When you have evidence against what they're saying.
There can be a lot of damage to your self-esteem, right?
And that's what keeps you
They're trying to
stuck.
break you down.
They want you stuck.
Yeah.
They want you trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Emotion regulation, which we have talked about in prior episodes, Kelly's grounding technique, just to kind of regulate yourself when you're dealing with somebody, self-soothing strategies.
Square breathing.
Mhm.
That's a real easy one that can be done.
Yes, journaling.
Self-care, obviously.
Yeah, self-compassion and
Yep.
identity work, right?
Yep.
Because that's a big part of it is people, you have to rebuild your sense of self
Right.
because you do have strength, you do have values.
Yeah. Just getting that empowerment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when you talked about kind of not arguing,
Mm-hmm.
I saw to use the jade technique. You or don't jade is what it is. So you don't justify, you don't argue, you don't defend, you don't explain because all that's going to do is fuel conflict. So we love our acronyms in
Yeah.
therapy.
I like that.
It's easier for me to remember
So
because
don't jade.
my memory is so poor. Yes. Short direct communication is more effective and really strategically disengaging with these people.
Yeah.
I do think it's important also to talk about exit planning if you are we did kind of focus really on romantic relationships, and maybe we should at another time kind of have a conversation about what it looks like. Well, yours wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Exit planning when you're in an abusive relationship, making sure that you put safety first.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So that's a big because narcissistic relationships they are abusive, but also can become physically abusive. And often, women are the most unsafe when they're leaving a relationship. So making sure that you've got professional legal resources and support.
And if you guys have any questions about this, if you yourself need resources,
Yes.
please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Yes. All right. I think that's what we got today. So we will be talking about codependency next week, which I think is a good follow-up to narcissism because that's who's going to get trapped by the narcissist is the people who are codependent, aka me.
Me too.
So that's what we'll talk about next week. And if you have any stories that you would like to share with us that you would like us to share or anything else, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Shrinks on the Brink Podcast. You can email us at shrinksonthebrinkpodcast@gmail.com. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.